Hey guys, how's it going? This is Cards with Heart, and this is Pokemon Puzzle Challenge for the Game Boy Color. It's intense difficulty being played for you guys with an estimate of 20 minutes. This game last made an appearance at GDQ 2014, and since then we have learned a lot more about the game. We are a lot more informed about what this game has to offer, so we will be able to take you through all of those unique mechanics to this game as we go along. So without further delay, let me get this run started. And right away, I will note that Pidgey here has 5,120 health points and has a starting power level of 450 that goes up to 810 when Pidgey attacks. I will get into those mechanics in a little bit. But that's one of the biggest differences between this and, say, Tetris Attack or Pokemon Puzzle League, which has also made appearances in past GDQs. These foes have health, and you use combos and chains to inflict damage to that health. So you match 3 panels in a row, horizontally and vertically, and they disappear. But if you match more than 3 in a row, you make a combo, which inflicts a little bit of damage to your opponent. And when you make chain by linking sets of 3 or more panels together in a line, you inflict bigger damage to your opponent. So plenty of chains are going to be made in order to inflict damage to these foes. Try to work on my commentary just a little bit because I do want to submit this. Kakuta here also has 5,120 health, starts at 480 power and gets up to a maximum of 780 power when he attacks. So you could also see there is no playfield for these foes. It is completely simulated by the game. RNG determines what attacks it decides to launch and when. The RNG also determines when these foes heal some of their damage, which you might get to see some of that here with Kakuna. Kakuna's HP is really low right now. 16 combo for the kill. Oh my goodness. 16 combo doesn't really do all that much damage. Bigger chains scale much better in damage than combos, so you would rather do chains, but chains do take time to inflict damage, so it is preferred to make more chains than combos, but combos do inflict damage immediately and can be helpful in a pinch. Now, Clefairy here has 5,248 HP, so it's gone up a little bit, and starts off at a power level of 450 and attacks at 750. So one of the things you will notice about all of these opponents is that they do gradually increase in health over the progression of this mode. And they also attack more frequently as these stages progress, so your combos and chains need to be particularly on point. Well, there's the heal. There's the heal from Clefairy. And when these foes get down to less than 40% of their maximum health value, they do have a chance to heal about 25% of their max health right back. So there's a lot of health management that goes into this game. Wow, I probably should have died there if I had gone through with my original plan of chains I wanted to do. But yeah, you gotta manage all of these panels because there are only 9 rows of them compared to the normal Puzzle League game's 12. So there's a lot more strategy that goes into how you make your combos and chains in this game compared to the other games in the series. Finally, yeah, some of these stages can get a little long. So now we're going to go on to Ghastly here, who has 5,248 HP. Like Clefairy, starts off at a power of 540 and attacks when that power level reaches 725. So as you're also probably seeing, for you astute Pokemon fans, this game does follow the natural progression of the Johto League. So spoiler alert, you will be facing the 8 Johto gym leaders and then taking on the Johto Elite Four with Lance at the very end as your champion, being the final boss. So let's talk a little bit about the combos and chains that you make in this game. At its core, this is a match 3 puzzle game. So if you match 3 or more panels in a row, something like that, those panels will disappear, and if the panels above the ones that are disappearing fall and make another match, you will make a chain. And if you make 4 or more panels in a row, horizontally or vertically, you make a combo. Now, Steelix here has 5,376 health with a starting power level of 400 and attacks at 700. So these health values and power values may not mean much right this moment, but it's time to give some context about what those numbers really mean. So, as I said before, combos don't really scale all that well in damage, and they don't start very well in damage either. The basic 4 in a row combo inflicts 128 damage, with a 5 combo inflicting 170 damage, 6 combo inflicting 256 damage. But the basic 2 chain inflicts 256 damage, with an X3 chain doing 512 damage, then an X4 chain 768 damage. So the damage from chains really scales high for most of the chain, but there does come a point where bigger chains just do not inflict that much extra damage. So you saw me cut my damage off at an X10 there. It's after X9 where the damage increases from subsequent chains does not do as much, and you do get more efficiency at that point with making more combos with your chains. Alright, that should do. There we go. There we go. Primeape down in 52 seconds. Next up is Seal, who has 5,504 health, has a starting power level of 360, and attacks at 660. You know, that power level used to be visible. There was a bit of a predecessor game to this in Tetris Attack for the Game Boy. Yes, there is a Game Boy version of Tetris Attack, and it employed a health system like this for its opponents. But that power gauge was visible, and every opponent had the same power gauge there. In this, power gauges have been hidden, and not every Pokemon has the same power gauge. We're also getting to a point in this run where the enemy's health values are going to scale a little bit faster than they have been previously. Oh, is this gonna work? Oh boy, there's always a lot of trepidation when the opponent is that low in health. You always have to wonder if they're going to be able to heal or not. But here's Dragonair with 5,632 health. Starts off at 400 power and attacks at 640. So in a perfect world, these stages would be finished in about 50 to 55 seconds apiece. It would only take 2 or 3 chain sequences in order to beat all of these foes, but if you happen to drop a chain in the middle of building it up, then you could, like that, then you could find yourself in a bit of a healing spiral, which I did not want to get involved with there because I had a really small garbage block on top of me. So I decided to bail on making a bigger chain. But now I might be in a little bit of a pickle with Dragonair here in low health. These foes cannot attack and heal at the same time, fortunately. So if you find these foes charging for like 8-10 seconds at a time like Dragonair was there, then you know that they have an opportunity to heal. But a lot of times these foes will just go for a bigger attack. That, like in intense mode here, these foes will often go for like either a 4 chain or 6 chain or 8 chain. Sometimes they go all the way up to a 10 chain. And then after that, these foes will build up more and more combos until their attack cycle resets. Alright, it's a good thing I have this portion of the video muted, because here comes the best sounding Pokemon in the entire game, Jinx, blessing this run with her sirenic sounds. She has 6,016 health, the biggest jump in opposing health values to this point. Has a power level of 340 at the start and attacks at 600. So now we're getting to the point where I'm really going to be wanting to take down these foes in like 3, sometimes 4 chain sequences. And, oh, I might have a little bit of a problem here. Oh, so close. So close. In a marathon setting, you probably don't want to take that chance. You probably want to always make sure you have enough panels to address the garbage that is falling on top of you, because these foes are almost always going to make large chains and send lots and lots of garbage on top of you. And if you are familiar with Tetris Attack and Pokemon Puzzle League, the garbage rules are the same in terms of how big the garbage can be. You still can't send more garbage than the size of the playfield. So with this playfield at 9 rows tall, these foes will never make a chain bigger than an X10 chain. Alright, those gray shock panels were pretty useful. I'll get into the purpose of those in just a little bit. But next up we have Koga bringing his Crobat to the battle with 6,144 hit points, starting off at 210 power and attacking at 600 power. But the gray shock panels are very special in terms of the damage they inflict. Those panels only spawn when you clear a certain number of panels in the first place, and when you do make a set of 3 match with them, you inflict a little more damage than a 2 chain, so they are very valuable for inflicting immediate damage. And now we're starting to see the normal progression of the stage. Oftentimes, I am having to rely on the opponent building large garbage blocks in order to build up the chains. Alright, you're still making combos. This is fine. Now, is that going to be enough? 2-6 combos there? Very nice. Very nice. I will be glad to take that kind of time going into the final Elite Four stages. These Elite Four members don't tend to go down in less than a minute very often. So, Hitmontop here has 6,528 hit points. Has the most health in the entire game for some reason. I never could figure out why the design of the game allowed Hitmontop to have that much health. Ooh, a few combos there from Hitmontop, but he's taking it easy on me for the moment. Ooh, some lag chains there. That's one of the biggest skills you could try to master from this game. Wow, 46 seconds. Oh my goodness, that's one of my better Hitmontop stages I've ever had. That is pretty good stuff. So now we get to Murkrow, who probably heals the most in the entire game due to having the shortest attack gauge. He gets down to 6,144 max health like Crobat, but has a starting power gauge at 120 and attacks at 470, which is the lowest in intense mode. So Murkrow tends to heal quite a lot when its health gets down that low. So I may not have enough chain here to finish off Murkrow, so this could be a little bit sketchy. So yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of trepidation here. See when this works. Alright, Murkrow's continuing to attack with chain with combos, so this is fine. Alright, 1 minute. Oh jeez. Again, there's just so much sweat that goes through you when the foes get down to low health. So now the final boss, Dragonite, who has 6,144 health like Murkrow, starts off at 120 power and attacks at 520 power. And for whatever reason, I've found that Dragonite likes to keep his chains going way too long. So there's been mixed results about whether this stage is actually all that tough. So we are coming on to the end of the run here. Time will be called when the cursor disappears and Dragonite's HP is all the way drained. And I don't have that many possible chains to work with here. So I might be getting to a point where Dragonite can have an opportunity to heal soon, but I got hit with all combos there. So the counterattack from that is usually straightforward. Oh, did I need that? Is that going to work? And time! Alright. That clocked in, I believe, officially at 17 minutes, 37 seconds. That's pretty good. A lot of my runs end up in the 16 to 18, 19 minute range, so that is why I feel very comfortable setting a 20-minute estimate for this game compared to how it was in GDQ 2014 in the race between BB4Key and Unusual Cook, where the estimate was 30 minutes. But that is Pokemon Puzzle Challenge Intense Mode. I'll also have you know that this run was recorded when I had not played this game in like 2 weeks, so I don't really need a lot of practice for this game. I can be very flexible with the scheduling, and our puzzle crew, as usual, will travel well and be able to provide great commentary for this game if my commentary is not the style that you are looking for. So if you watch this video in its entirety, then thank you very much for giving this game your full consideration. And until next time, everyone, thanks for watching.